And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your friend Sheep Ludes. Welcome. It is a nice, lovely Saturday that has included just a ridiculous amount of snow for some reason. I'm not really sure what's up with that. I thought we were done with that we're past this, but Mother Nature is temperamental at the current moment, so I guess it's gonna snow for no reason. I mean, it's March, it be snowing, but it's like the end of March, man. It's not cool. Anyways, let's talk about the market real quick before we go play some limited. NBA 2K23, my team. Look, these packs did not have a detrimental effect on the market whatsoever, but we'll at least review the cards in them and see if any of them are actually worth your time and effort and precious currency. Phenom set. Woo, these packs were horrendous, by the way. Oh, keep in mind, I didn't pack any of these guys. I had to buy them all secondhand because apparently opening 250,000 MT worth of packs will net you 0 of the cards in the set. So let's get started with Michael Carter Williams. Now, I've actually heard people say that Michael Carter Williams is trash. I used him today, just fully expecting him to be straight up dog shit. And he's actually not half bad. I'm not really sure where the he's trash narratives have started, because I think he's actually kind of good. His jump shot's not the greatest or anything, but for 4,000 MT, he's one of the better big point guards that you can buy, straight up. Like, the Kent Bazemore release is good. If you're familiar with it, it's probably because you used Ilgauskas, which doesn't sound like it's good, but it's actually kind of decent. Michael Jordan dribble style, like, pretty elite tendencies, honestly. I know you wouldn't expect that, but his tendencies are actually very good. 98, 98, 90, 95s, and then 29 crash. It's pretty good. Attributes are solid as well. He's overall really solid and very good defensively, which I don't think many people would have expected. Badges are fine as well. I mean, he's lacking like Agent 3 and like Comeback Kid and like Deadeye and stuff, but for the most part, he has everything that you really want him to have. So MCW, surprisingly good. Also, man, I just like to relive the glory days. MCW was the homie for a little bit. I picked him up in fantasy one time, really thought he was going to be the next great point guard. Sometimes you're just wrong about things. That was one of those times for sure. Darius Miles. Darius Miles is like 5,000 MT, and he's absolutely worth it. He's probably the best, or at least one of the best, budget small forwards you can buy. 6'9", 7-foot wingspan. Like Seti Osman's release, which is a hit or miss for most people. I love it, though, probably because I used Seti Osman for so long. But fantastic defender, not the greatest defensive tendencies, but, hey, whatever. He can attack the rim. He has a good release that's easy to green, though it may be inconsistent for some people, but still good. And plays pretty competent defense, and he's got a big enough player build that he can hang with guys like Jonathan Bender and Paolo and stuff like that. So he's just a little bit skinny. But Darius Miles, shout out to him. Hope he's doing well in his medical fraud case currently. It's probably not great, though. Eddie Curry. Eddie Curry sucks. They did my boy Eddie Curry super dirty. He can still shoot, but he's got Patrick Ewing release on very quick, which, isn't great. He can dribble a little bit, which is cool. Not as well as like his 2K20 card can, but he can dribble. Like, he's got Scotties behind the back and stuff, MJ dribble style for a big man. He's just like James Wiseman. He's a pretty solid card that is let down by a very trash jump shot. Now, that being said, you might enjoy him, so maybe give him a try. Who knows? Jabari Parker. This is just another dude who I had really high hopes on that just flopped, man. 6'8", 6'11 wingspan. Rui Hachimura release, which I love personally. Other people don't like it, but I would say Jabari Parker is just like very solid. Like, I would go Darius Miles personally if you're going to pick up like a budget small forward, but Jabari is not terrible either. I think people will forget about him relatively quick, but just like in real life, unfortunately. I wonder what he's up to now. If injuries didn't derail his career, what could have been? Maybe like a 2-time All-Star or something. Either way, he's okay. Austin Rivers, surprisingly good. He's the cheapest of all these cards, which is interesting because I think it really just comes down to the fact that he's Austin Rivers and no one cares. But he's actually kind of fun. Like, Austin Rivers release is a lot better than I thought it was going to be, for sure. Francis size up, Trey escape, MJ dribble style. He's a little park man's dream, you know? He's good. Also, I would recommend picking him up while he's cheap because if you ever have to use Pelicans for anything in the near future, it's going to be really, really hard to get any Pelicans players. So picking him up now while he's super cheap is probably a good call. And he's okay. Jonathan Bender is probably the best card in this set, which isn't shocking. I feel like most people kind of called that initially, but 7 foot tall, 7'4" wingspan. He's not worth this price though. I'll tell you that right now. The best way I can describe Jonathan Bender is he is like an updated version of Tim Thomas. Like everything that people loved about Tim Thomas is triple for Jonathan Bender, basically. Is he good? Yes. Is he worth over 100K at this point? I mean, for your average person, probably not, but you will have to make that decision for yourself. I'm not upset they made him this good, but I'm upset they made him this good and rare. You know what I mean? Which is expecting. John Wall, about 50 times more likely to pull one of these than Jonathan Bender. I mean, it's John Wall. Like, you know, we get a John Wall card every year. We've gotten John Wall cards this year. Like, you kind of know what's up with him. He's really fast. He plays good defense. He can shoot. He's a great 3 hunting card. He's just, you know, small. And he's super cheap. So you can get John Wall for under 20K, which is a good deal, I guess. Brandon Ingram, shout out to Brandon Ingram for getting a card, but once again, too little too late from 2K. This is like the second Brandon Ingram we've gotten this year. That's crazy, man. He's overall really solid, especially offensively, but it's just like, with all the 2 guards we have out right now, it's hard to recommend Brandon Ingram. As much as I think he's good, I just don't know. Spending 30K on Brandon Ingram, I just don't think is really worth it, personally, but if you want to run with BI, dude, he's a good card for sure. Paolo, I think, is one of the most slept on cards in this set for sure. I think he's probably the second best card in this set. Realistically, he's really good. He's a lot cheaper than I would have expected him to be as well. You know, you can get him for under 30K. He's not the greatest defender, so once again, it's kind of like his one issue, but he's a pretty competent enough defender. He can move. That release is really nice. I like it. He's good. He just doesn't have the greatest dribble sigs, but if you're not really a dribbler and you're just looking for someone that's going to be big and be able to shoot at the small forward or even the power forward, like, Paolo can do it. He's not stacking up to a taco, but really no one is. So, Evan Mobley. Mobley's another kind of slept on card in this set. I just feel like this set is just very meh, like as far as like people's hype, you know? Mobley's good, but I really don't think anyone cares. I feel like Mobley would have had a lot more value had like a power forward taco and an 80 speed Yao not existed, you know? And to even a lesser extent, like a 79 speed Mark Eaton, you know? He's great defensively. His jump shot is actually a lot better than you'd think. He can move. You know, he's got like Mitchell's size up and stuff. Like Durant's escape. He can move pretty well. Good stable of badges. He's too small to play the center, and you can get away with running him at power forward, but he's not matching up with guys like Taco. But once again, no one is. Shaq Diesel. I mean, if you want Shaq, run him. If you don't, sell him. I wouldn't go buy him. If you're looking at Shaq, like, and you don't have a pre-existing attachment to Shaq, I would say don't go pick him up. If this card had came out like pre-Yao, then it would have been a little bit of a different situation, I think. But it's just like you can't release a Dark Matter Shaq with a 63-pointer after releasing a Yao Ming with an 83-pointer, you know? And if you do that, that's fine as long as Shaq's faster than him, which he is, but not by as much as you would expect, so bummer. Lonzo Ball is probably the worst value card in this game, and I love Lonzo Ball, even in his dilapidated form that he's currently in for the Chicago Bulls, but, I mean, let's be real, yeah, he's not worth this amount of MT period, which is a bummer because Lonzo Ball is kind of cool, and I would like to see him shine a little bit, but nope, can't have that, no sir. Shocked they didn't give him, like, Kevin Porter Jr. release. Now, has anybody fallen in price at all due to this set? Like, I mean, realistically, like, if we're talking about Lonzo Ball, he's not better than Jimmy Butler, who's going for just a shade more than him, so just pick up Jimmy Butler. Not really. There's certain cards that have gone like under 100k, like Sengun is under 100k now, which is cool. He's still like right at 100k, so he's still really good, but I don't know, man. I don't know. One card that's gone down quite a bit that I've noticed is Jonathan Isaac, and I feel like that's because most people who are using Jonathan Isaac have now switched and they're now using Jonathan Bender, right? I feel like that's the reason that Isaac's price has gone down. So you can find like badged up Isaacs and stuff, which is cool if you're interested in that, and it's probably worth it. Like this one's 89k with 2 extra Hoff badges, you know. People are they're a little bit more stingy throwing up badged up cards now that you can't just like freely purchase MT like you could before. So it's a little bit harder to find the badged up versions for basically nothing. People aren't as like laissez-faire about their cards in their collection anymore, which is a bit of a bummer, but also overall, I don't know, man. I don't feel like having that market talk at the current moment, you know? Really no one else fell in value that is of any consequence. Like, I'm pretty sure Mark Eaton's still even more expensive than he was. Yeah, he was like 35k the other day. Now he's like close to 50. So if you have Mark Eaton, it's probably a good time to sell him. I think Dino might have fallen off a bit. I mean, he's still 40k though, so he didn't fall off as much as you would expect. Luke Walton is a lot cheaper than he was though, which, I mean, it's cool, I guess, if you're interested in that. I mean, Luke Walton kind of did me up in limited earlier. That was kind of annoying, but Draymond's cheaper. Probably going to pick Draymond up at some point. I don't really care. Oh, all the Bracket Buster cards are cheaper again, except for the Dark Matters. Big surprise. Shocker, truly. Grant Hill's actually more expensive somehow, which is just baffling. How have these cards been in packs for like 3 weeks straight, multiple times a week, and they're still not only expensive, getting more expensive? That's fucking nuts, man. That's so stupid. But then obviously the Opal and lower are cheaper. So if you want Christian Laettner, now's a good time to pick them up, man. As always, has been your friend Chief Ludes. I will see you guys later.